This March 14th marks the 80th anniversary of relations between Venezuela and Russia. In this context, the president of both countries held a video conference in which they announced the deepening of their strategic cooperation. Details with our correspondent Roberto Hugo Preza.
The relationship between Russia and Venezuela celebrates 80 years of history. Since 1945, the two nations have walked together in a relationship based on trust and respect, with a vision of sovereignty and cooperation without external intervention.
The establishment of diplomatic relations in March 1945 allowed conditions for regular political dialogue and for expanding trade and cultural ties. The contemporary stage of operation of our countries is connected with the name of President Hugo Chavez. I fondly remember all our trustful conversations with him, and thanks to his personal contribution, his brilliant ideas and his hard and firm position, this significant breakthrough in our relations was realized.
This progress has made it possible this year to deepen strategic cooperation agreements in different areas. These agreements, according to Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, raise relations to a very high level of understanding and maturity.
We have made progress in the economic, commercial, financial, and banking fields. In the field of energy cooperation, which is getting stronger and stronger now. In the field of industrial cooperation, public health, transport, agriculture, information technologies, cooperation in space, geology and subsoil use, tourism, science, education, culture, sport.
The Venezuelan president invited his counterpart to the inauguration of a monument in tribute to the Russian army, as part of the commemoration of the 80th anniversary of the Great Patriotic War against Nazi Germany in May 1945.
The history of humanity cannot be understood without the great victory of the Soviet Union, of the Red Army, of the Russian people against Nazi fascism. And from Venezuela, I have given orders for there to be a profound commemoration, a celebration in the highest popular, political, institutional, and military style of this great triumph. And in those days, we are going to inaugurate a great monument in homage to the liberating army of Russia, of the Soviet Union, the Russian army here in Caracas.
Libertador de Rusia, de la Unión Soviética, el ejército ruso, acá en Caracas.
In Caracas, the government held a commemorative act to highlight and reaffirm the nexus between the two nations for 8 decades. The role of Russia in helping Venezuela to confront the illegal blockades of the United States or the COVID pandemic was highlighted.
How can we forget also the issue of Russia? What was Russia's attitude towards the most important event of the decade, which was the COVID-19 pandemic? When the whole Western world, that civilized world, Europe, the United States, countries that call themselves Western or call themselves Western countries, denied us access to vaccines when people were dying by the millions in the world, Russia helped us.
Cuando moría la gente por millones en el mundo, no me lo negaron.
In the same context, earlier in the day, Vice President Delcy Rodriguez presided over the wreath-laying ceremony at the Mausoleum of the Liberator Simón Bolívar at the National Pantheon in Caracas, attended by the Russian ambassador and the diplomatic corps accredited in the country.
Roberto Hugo Preza, teleSUR, Caracas, Venezuela.